1926.954. Personal protective equipment to Subpart V. 1926.954. A. General. Personal protective equipment shall meet the requirements of Subpart E of this part. Note to Paragraph A. Paragraph D of Section 1926.95 sets employer payment obligations for the personal protective equipment required by this subpart, including, but not limited to, the fall protection equipment required by Paragraph B of this section, the electrical protective equipment required by Section 1926.960 C, and the flame-resistant and arc-rated clothing and other protective equipment required by Section 1926.960 G. 1926.954 B. Fall protection. 1926.954 B. 1. Personal fall arrest systems. 1926.954 B. 1. I. Personal fall arrest systems shall meet the requirements of Subpart M of this part. 1926.954 B. 1. 2. Personal fall arrest equipment used by employees who are exposed to hazards from flames or electric arcs, as determined by the employer under Section 1926.960 G1, shall be capable of passing a drop test equivalent to that required by Paragraph B. 2, 12 of this section after exposure to an electric arc with a heat energy of 40 plus or minus 5 cal/cm2. 1926.954 B. 2. Work positioning equipment. Body belts and positioning straps for work positioning equipment shall meet the following requirements. 1926.954 B. 2. I. Hardware for body belts and positioning straps shall meet the following requirements. 1926.954 B. 2. I. A. through 1926.954 B. 2. I. C. Hardware shall be made of drop-forged steel, pressed steel, formed steel, or equivalent material. Hardware shall have a corrosion-resistant finish. Hardware surfaces shall be smooth and free of sharp edges. 1926.954 B. 2. 2 through 1926.954 B. 2. 6. Buckles shall be capable of withstanding an 8.9 kN, 2,000 pound force, tension test with a maximum permanent deformation no greater than 0.4 mm, 0.0156 inches. D-rings shall be capable of withstanding a 22 kN, 5,000 pound force, tensile test without cracking or breaking. Snap hooks shall be capable of withstanding a 22 kN, 5,000 pound force, tension test without failure. Note to Paragraph B. 2. 4. Distortion of the snap hook sufficient to release the keeper is considered to be tensile failure of a snap hook. Top grain leather or leather substitute may be used in the manufacture of body belts and positioning straps. However, leather and leather substitutes may not be used alone as a load-bearing component of the assembly. Plied fabric used in positioning straps and in load-bearing parts of body belts shall be constructed in such a way that no raw edges are exposed and the plies do not separate. 1926.954 B. 2. 7. Positioning straps shall be capable of withstanding the following tests. 1926.954 B. 2. 7. A. A dielectric test of 819.7 volts AC per centimeter, 25,000 volts per foot, for 3 minutes without visible deterioration. 1926.954 B. 2. 7. B. A leakage test of 98.4 volts AC per centimeter, 3,000 volts per foot, with a leakage current of no more than 1 milliampere. Note to paragraphs B. 2. 7a and B. 2. 7b. Positioning straps that pass direct current tests at equivalent voltages are considered as meeting this requirement. 1926.954 B. 2. 7c. Tension tests of 20 kilonewtons, 4,500 pounds force, for sections free of buckle holes and of 15 kilonewtons, 3,500 pounds force, for sections with buckle holes. 1926.954 B. 2. 7d. A buckle tier test with a load of 4.4 kilonewtons, 1,000 pounds force. And 1926.954 B. 2. 7e. A flammability test in accordance with Table V1. Table V1 Flammability Test. Test Method. Vertically suspend a 500 mm, 19.7 inch, length of strapping supporting a 100 kg, 220.5 pounds weight. Use a butane or propane burner with a 76 mm, 3-inch flame. Direct the flame to an edge of the strapping at a distance of 25 mm, 1 inch. Remove the flame after 5 seconds. Wait for any flames on the positioning strap to stop burning. Criteria for passing the test. Any flames on the positioning strap shall self-extinguish. The positioning strap shall continue to support the 100 kg 220.5 pounds mass. 1926.954, B2, 8, through 1926.954, B2, 11. The cushion part of the body belt shall contain no exposed rivets on the inside and shall be at least 76 mm, 3 inches, in width. Tool loops shall be situated on the body of a body belt so that the 100 mm, 4 inches, of the body belt that is in the center of the back, measuring from D-ring to D-ring, is free of tool loops and any other attachments. Copper, steel, or equivalent liners shall be used around the bars of D-rings to prevent wear between these members and the leather or fabric enclosing them. Snap hooks shall be of the locking type meeting the following requirements. 1926.954, B2, 11, A, through 1926.954, B2, 11, C. The locking mechanism shall first be released, or a destructive force shall be placed on the keeper, before the keeper will open. A force in the range of 6.7 N, 1.5 lbf, to 17.8 N, 4 lbf, shall be required to release the locking mechanism. With the locking mechanism released and with a force applied on the keeper against the face of the nose, the keeper may not begin to open with a force of 11.2 N, 2.5 lbf, or less and shall begin to open with a maximum force of 17.8 N, 4 lbf. 1926.954, B2, 12. Body belts and positioning straps shall be capable of withstanding a drop test as follows. 1926.954, B2, 12, A, through 1926.954, B2, 12, F. The test mass shall be rigidly constructed of steel or equivalent material with a mass of 100 kg, 220.5 lbm. For work positioning equipment used by employees weighing more than 140 kg, 310 lbm, fully equipped, the test mass shall be increased proportionately, that is, the test mass must equal the mass of the equipped worker divided by 1.4. For body belts, the body belt shall be fitted snugly around the test mass and shall be attached to the test structure anchorage point by means of a wire rope. For positioning straps, the strap shall be adjusted to its shortest length possible to accommodate the test and connected to the test structure anchorage point at one end and to the test mass on the other end. The test mass shall be dropped an unobstructed distance of 1 meter, 39.4 inches, from a supporting structure that will sustain minimal deflection during the test. Body belts shall successfully arrest the fall of the test mass and shall be capable of supporting the mass after the test. Positioning straps shall successfully arrest the fall of the test mass without breaking, and the arrest force may not exceed 17.8 kilonewtons, 4,000 pounds force. Additionally, snap hooks on positioning straps may not distort to such an extent that the keeper would release. Note to paragraph B2: when used by employees weighing no more than 140 kg, 310 lbm, fully equipped, body belts and positioning straps that conform to American Society of Testing and Materials Standard Specifications for Personal Climbing Equipment, ASTM F887-12E1, are deemed to be in compliance with paragraph B2 of this section. 1926.954, B3, Care and use of personal fall protection equipment. 1926.954, B3, I, through 1926.954, B3, 3, work positioning equipment shall be inspected before use each day to determine that the equipment is in safe working condition. Work positioning equipment that is not in safe working condition may not be used. Note to paragraph B3, I. Appendix F to this subpart contains guidelines for inspecting work positioning equipment. Personal fall arrest systems shall be used in accordance with Section 1926.502d. Note to paragraph B3, 2 fall protection equipment rigged to arrest falls is considered a fall arrest system and must meet the applicable requirements for the design and use of those systems. Fall protection equipment rigged for work positioning is considered work positioning equipment and must meet the applicable requirements for the design and use of that equipment. The employer shall ensure that employees use fall protection systems as follows. 1926.954, B3, 3a, through 1926.954, B3, 3c. Each employee working from an aerial lift shall use a fall restraint system or a personal fall arrest system. Paragraph B2v of Section 1926.453 does not apply. Except as provided in paragraph B3(3)(c) of this section, each employee in elevated locations more than 1.2 meters, 4 feet, above the ground on poles, towers, or similar structures shall use a personal fall arrest system, work positioning equipment, or fall restraint system, as appropriate, if the employer has not provided other fall protection meeting Subpart M of this part. Until March 31, 2015, a qualified employee climbing or changing location on poles, towers, or similar structures need not use fall protection equipment unless conditions, such as, but not limited to, ice, high winds, the design of the structure, for example, no provision for holding on with hands, or the presence of contaminants on the structure, could cause the employee to lose his or her grip or footing. On and after April 1, 2015, each qualified employee climbing or changing location on poles, towers, or similar structures unless the employer can demonstrate that climbing or changing location with fall protection is infeasible or creates a greater hazard than climbing or changing location without it. Note 1 to paragraphs B3, 3b, and B3, 3c. These paragraphs apply to structures that support overhead electric power transmission and distribution lines and equipment. They do not apply to portions of buildings, such as loading docks, or to electric equipment, such as transformers and capacitors. Subpart M of this part contains the duty to provide fall protection associated with walking and working surfaces. Note 2 to paragraphs B3, 3b, and B3, 3c. Until the employer ensures that employees are proficient in climbing and the use of fall protection under Section 1926.950, B7, the employees are not considered qualified employees. For the purposes of paragraphs B3, 3b, and B3, 3c of this section, these paragraphs require unqualified employees, including trainees, to use fall protection anytime they are more than 1.2 meters, 4 feet, above the ground. 1926.954, B3, 4. On and after April 1, 2015, work positioning systems shall be rigged so that an employee can free fall no more than 0.6 meters, 2 feet. 1926.954, B3v. Anchorages for work positioning equipment shall be capable of supporting at least twice the potential impact load of an employee's fall, or 13.3 kilonewtons, 3,000 pounds force, whichever is greater. Note to paragraph B3v. Wood pole fall restriction devices meeting American Society of Testing and Materials standard specifications for personal climbing equipment, ASTM F887-12E1, are deemed to meet the anchorage strength requirement when they are used in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. 1926.954, B3, 6. Unless the snap hook is a locking type and designed specifically for the following connections, snap hooks on work positioning equipment may not be engaged. 1926.954, B3, 6a, through 1926.954, B3, 6e, directly to webbing, rope, or wire rope, to each other, to a D-ring to which another snap hook or other connector is attached, to a horizontal lifeline, or to any object that is incompatibly shaped or dimensioned in relation to the snap hook such that accidental disengagement could occur should the connected object sufficiently depress the snap hook keeper to allow release of the object.